Good afternoon. I'm Michael Panaggio. I'm with Matt Panaggio at DME Sports Academy. Had a little technical difficulties to start the game, so we apologize for that. We are here. Early afternoon basketball in Daytona Beach. DME Blue coming back in their first game back since the Beach and Ball Classic this past weekend, where they lost in the championship by 2 points to 4A Academy. That was their first loss of the year, and today they are taking on Rocktop Academy out of Pennsylvania. Rocktop comes in at 8-2 on the year and coming off a 31-point win against IMG Blue yesterday. Making a Florida trip down here for post-grad basketball, and they've had a good start to the season so far, Matt.
Yeah, they came out with some energy. Started in that 2-3 zone. Looks like they're a little undersized for this DME Blue team. And they're hanging in there. They're handling the pressure well that DME likes to start their games off with.
And DME has struggled to take advantage of their size. They have size at every position. So what do you think Coach Alsous has to do today to try to make the most of that length and size that DME possesses?
I think that they've started off really well with their offensive rebounding, with Antonine grabbing a couple and kicking them out. They just haven't finished the shots. I think they started out getting the ball into Antonine, and they've done a good job. They just need to finish them, finish those possessions with a score.
A three-pointer by Arjend Emiri gives Rocktop Academy a 7-3 lead here at the 17-18 mark here in the first half. Kick ball by Tracy, and the ball will stay here with Rocktop. Head coach of Rocktop Academy is Sam Rines. This is a very scrappy and good basketball club from Pennsylvania. How much of an advantage do you think it is for Rocktops, who already have played 10 games in their season, as DME is only 4 games in? I believe this would be their 5th game.
Wow, almost a good play there by Kenny, but I think it's a huge advantage getting the rust off, coming off the offseason, getting the jitters out. I think that our DME Blue team did that a little bit this past season, or this past weekend, I should say, in our DME tournament.
And Jermaine Marshall gets fouled, the 6'5" forward from Alabama. Had a great tournament for DME and Coach Alsous' team this past weekend. Maybe not the championship game that he would have liked to have, but for the most part in those 2 days, he was the catalyst of Coach Alsous' ball club.
Yeah, Jermaine, he averaged 17.3 points per game, almost 11 rebounds, and almost 4 assists this past weekend in 4 games. Just plays with a lot of energy. He's everywhere on the court, offensively, defensively, on the glass. He plays super hard.
After Marshall's 2 free throws are good, DME gets into their diamond press, and Rocktop handled it very well. Another three-pointer by Emiri is no good. Rebound to Kenny Isnord. He sets a drag screen for Tracy, who kicks the ball to Marshall in the corner for a 3. His 3 is short. Rebound to Jordan Paris. Timeout by Sam Rines, and at the 16:03 left in the first half, Rocktop up 7-5 over DME Blue. We talked about Jermaine Marshall. Let's talk about Kenny Isnord. Kenny needs to step his game up if this team's going to be as successful as they could be going forward. Obviously, looks like there's no Jocko Fritz today. But Kenny struggled a little bit this weekend. And what do you think he has to do to make his impact or presence felt playing with his new teammates?
Jacko out this week with a concussion. He got an elbow in practice this week. He's okay, but he'll be sitting out. But Kenny, I think for Kenny, he just needs to get into a little bit of a rhythm. A good way to get into the rhythm is go to the basket, offensive rebounding, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the bucket. I think that's what Kenny needs to do, is continuously attack the glass, run in transition, and be a finisher down there. I think that's what he's really strong at as he finishes at the basket well.
A deep three by Nautica Hall gives Rocktop Academy a 5-point lead. Marshall's 15-footer's no good, but Bobby Miller, who also had a very good weekend this in the Beach and Ball Classic, gets the offensive rebound and gets fouled. And DME will retain possession here with the fresh new shot clock. Anthony Campgain will check out, and Jeremy Golson, who had 17 points in the championship game of the Beach and Ball Classic, checks in for Coach Al-Sust for the first time today. And wasting no time getting one up is Golson. This one is a air ball. Rebound to Isnord. Isnord can't get his own, can't finish, but gets his own rebound, puts it back in. And that's a good sign for Coach Al-Sust here, as Kenny Isnord is very active on the glass there and finishes around the rim. Hall with Tracy guarding him. Goes to a floater off the glass, can't finish. Jacob Tracy with the rebound and a throw ahead to Isnord, and Isnord couldn't hold on to the ball. Luckily, Golson picks it up, and he'll go inside Isnord. He'll get into the paint, kick it to Jermaine Marshall, who's fouled shooting a 15-footer, and he'll go to the line once again for another 2 free throws.
Good play there by Jacob Tracy, throwing the ball ahead. Great court vision for a guard. And he's got a great backup point guard as well with Anthony Iglesias, who we'll see here in a few minutes.
Marshall misses his 3rd attempt of the day and makes his 4th. So 3 for 4 from the line so far, Jermaine Marshall. And DME cuts the Rocktop lead to 2 points. Hall finds Derulo. 12 on the clock. Good defense here by DME. Derulo with Miller guarding him. He stops, fires a 3, misses. Isnord with the rebound. Quick outlet to Tracy. Up ahead to Golson. Back to Tracy. Good transition play there by DME as Jacob Tracy finishes with the left hand in transition. All knotted up, 10-10. Marquis Smith. And 1 off the glass. Foul on Jacob Tracy. And that was a nice little give and go there by Smith and Hall.
I like the way this Rocktop team has been moving the ball. They got a small lineup, which they're using to their advantage, bringing out those bigs like Kenny Isnor and Antonine out on the perimeter where they're not as comfortable, and they've capitalized on that ball movement.
Miller misses the finish, gets his own rebound, couldn't corral it. At the other end in transition, Jordan Parrish goes coast to coast in a 4-0 run here after DME tied the game up at 10 by Rocktop. Rocktop gets into their 2-2-1, and they're speeding up DME a little bit, and a turnover by DME, and the ball goes back to Rocktop. Turnovers have to be a cause of concern for Coach Al-Sust and his ball club. They had great moments in the Beach and Ball Classic, but they also had some very sloppy moments where they turned the ball over, and in particular against Life Prep in the second round where they had over 20 turnovers as a team.
Yeah, and I think that's probably, like what you said earlier, is Rocktop's advantage is getting a couple more games under their belt where they get those turnovers and bad plays out of the way earlier in the season. I think DME is still trying to figure it out, and they'll get there with experience.
Take by Smith is no good. Rebound to Golson, and Tracy in the open floor. Euro steps, misses the left-hand finish, gets it back, and gets his own garbage bucket there off of the cardinal sin by Rocktop, where you save it in under your own basket.
Yeah, that's never a good play, getting this easy assist to the other team there for Jacob Tracy.
Rocktop goes into a pass and screen away motion offense, and Kenny Elam misses the 15-footer. Rebound to Jermaine Marshall. Anthony Iglesias checked in the game. Coach Al Seuss going with 2 point guards on the floor. They go inside to Isnord, who kicks it out to Golson, and he misses the open three, and a loose ball foul called on Kenny Isnord. His first, team's third.
I think that's a good play there by Kenny, getting the ball in, being poised, not in a rush, passes it out to a good shooter, Jeremy Golson. I think Coach Wes Al Seuss will take that shot all game long.
A blocking foul on Jermaine Marshall, and he'll check out. It's the team's fourth personal now, and Zach Johnson out of Florida will check in the game. Hall with Tracy guarding him, 10 on the shot clock. They go to a 4-low isolation play for Hall. He gets in the paint, knifes through the defense. Good recovery by Tracy, and he'll push the break. Tracy kicks it to Zach Johnson, fresh in the game, and he buries a three in the corner. Instant offense from Zach Johnson off the bench, and DME takes its second lead of the game after scoring the first basket of the game, going up 2-0. A turnover by Elam, and DME will regain possession. Number 22, Emilio Brady, will check in the game for Rocktop. And DME turns it over against the press.
Turnovers have been a huge key thus far in this DME Blue team's short season. First 4 or 5 games, they need to concentrate on handling the ball, making simple passes.
Elam goes around his back, tries to throw a bounce pass. Somehow it gets in there, and Jordan Parrish scores his 6 points of the game as the seesaw back and forth battle in the first 10 minutes goes back in the favor of Rocktop. A turnover by Iglesia. Marquise Smith for 3 in transition. His second triple of the game. And a quick timeout by Coach Al Seuss as he's not happy. And with 10:35 left in the first half, DME trails 19-15.
Once again, turnovers lead to easy buckets in transition. It's hard to be a good defensive transition team when you're turning the ball over. Anthony Iglesias there came over half court into the bad area over there in the corner and tried to get rid of it. And Rocktop did a good job using their hands, hit some deflections, and that led to that easy bucket in transition.
I like that the photographer's also the assistant coach. He walks over there during the timeout and do it all. Assistant coach.
Yeah,
for Rocktop.
2 for 1.
Iglesias, good skip pass to Zach Johnson in the slot, and he hits his second triple of the game. And those two play very well together off the bench, as they both gave Coach Al Seuss a really good spark when the team needed it in the Beach and Ball Classic this weekend.
Yeah, Zach Johnson hits timely shots right when DME needs it. When it looks like the momentum's starting to turn, there's Zach Johnson come in off the bench, and two easy shots for him, knocks him down.
A great charge there on the baseline drive taken by Jeremy Golson. And Jordan Paris picks up his second foul, team's fifth foul, and DME gets into their press break. Rocktop gets into a trap. Tracy shoots the three. He's short. Long rebound, corralled by Rocktop, and the loose ball foul on Jacob Tracy is his second personal, team's fourth, and Jermaine Marshall will check in for Kenny Isnort. So Jacob Tracy has two, and he'll stay in the game.
Coach Alsous going with a small lineup here. Fast lineup as well, probably to counteract that press that's given them a little trouble thus far.
The finish by Marquis Smith is no good, and DME will get the ball, and Iglesia will get bumped on the sidelines and throw it off on Elam and keep the possession with DME. Rocktop goes man here. And we need a reset on the clock.
Shell drill, 2 passes away, second.
So we'll see what they do with the shot clock here. $17 on the clock as we inbound from the side out. Rocktop goes into a run and jump. Ball's deflected. Zach Johnson gets it back. Tracy with a beautiful dish to Marshall, and he finishes it with two hands. And DME back on top, 2019. Beautiful find by Tracy, and his vision is one of the best things about him at that point guard position with his size.
Yeah, when he gets into the paint, he's really good dishing it off. I'd like to see him finish a couple of those, but right there, that's a great play to Marshall with a strong flush.
Kenny Elam finishes with the left hand, and Rocktop back on top. They get into their press. Zach Johnson, can he make it 3 for 3? No, he can't. Rebound, Jermaine Marshall. He finds Johnson, and DME will have a fresh new shot clock. They'll look inside to Marshall. And Emiri will pick up a foul. sorry for the technical difficulties as we have been experiencing here. You might have to bear with us a little bit as we try to figure this out a little bit. While you were away, DME has stretched out this lead to 7 points, courtesy of Anthony Campgain's jump hook, a Jermaine Marshall 15-footer, and good offense from DME. And good play by Zach Johnson as well. And DME is up 9 now off the baseline out of bounds, finished by Jermaine Marshall, and he's now in double figures for DME. 30-21, DME on top, just under 6 minutes left. This lineup of Golson, Johnson, Iglesia, Campgain, and Marshall has been very good for Coach Al Seuss here in the previous few minutes. DME's now in the 1-1 as well. 5 on the clock. Paris Sharp, not sure he notices it. Derulo does. Up fakes, pull-up jumper, no good. Foul on Marshall as Ismail Walrun will go to the line. And now both teams are in the 1-1. And the first one by Waldron is no good.
Iglesias came off the bench here along with Zach Johnson with some good energy, making good plays, getting into the paint and facilitating for others. I like the way Coach Al Seuss's bench has raised the level today. As Rocktop gets into zone here, it looks like a 1-2-2 zone.
Kenny Isnord checks back in the game for Anthony Campgain. And Isnord takes a 15-footer, misses, gets his own rebound, and turns it over. Good hustle, though. I liked the energy and the activity by Kenny Isnord. That would have been I thought maybe he was going to go get it and put it back in off, basically dunk his own miss.
And with the athleticism that Kenny has, that's definitely a possibility there. But like you said, definitely good energy and good effort there by Kenny.
Finished by Waldron, no good. Golson gets it out, and he'll push the break. Sidestep defenders and finish with the left hand. That's a nice take by Jeremy Golson, who's known as a jump shooter, but actually has a little more to his game than people probably think.
Yeah, he knows how to play, too. He makes the extra passes, underrated defender. Obviously can knock down the open jumper as well.
Samuels gives Rocktop a much-needed basket there. It looks like it was a long 2, and the lead is back down to single digits. Isnord finds Johnson. They play pitch and catch, and the ball is in Isnord's hands with 12 on the clock. Finds Iglesias, 8 on the clock. Ball finds Marshall's hands. Short corner jumper is good. He's got 12. And DME back up 10 here in the final minutes of the first half. Hall finds Samuels, tries to make it 2 possessions in a row. No good. Rebound Marshall. Iglesias will push. Bounce pass to Isnord, and he turns it over. Hall finds Paris Sharp in transition, and he gets his shot blocked by Golson. Great hustle there by Jeremy Golson to prevent the left-hand slam as Jordan Parrish tried to finish in transition.
Yeah, great timing on that block as well by Jeremy as he gets subbed out here for Bobby Miller.
Smith with Iglesias guarding him. He spins, gets away with a walk. Emilio Brady tries to find a cutting Waldron, and he gets deflected out of bounds. 15 on the shot clock. Jordan Parrish finds Waldron, 11 on the clock. Ball ends up in Marquise Smith stands with Bobby Miller on him, 5 on the clock. He kicks it out to Marquise Hall, and he misses. Good box out by Zach Johnson, and a good throw ahead to Marshall. Gets it stolen, though, as Nautica Hall, Nautica Hall finds a way to get in the passing lane there. But a turnover by Rocktop, and with 2:42 left, DME's up 10, looking to finish off this half strong. Jacob Tracy checks in for Zach Johnson, who had 6 points off the bench for Coach Alsous.
Ooh, and a risky pass there by Iglesia gets turned over. But Tracy steals it right back.
Sloppy basketball here of late for both teams. Tracy's pass gets deflected. He finds Jermaine Marshall, who gets fouled, can't finish, and he'll go to the line for another 2 free throws. DME got away with an over and back, and then they turned it right over afterwards. So,
Karma?
Yep. I would call it that. DME now in the double bonus from here on out. Marshall misses his second free throw of the first half. Emery checks in for Hall. Marshall's second is no good. Rebound corralled by Isnord. Tracy finds Iglesia for 3, and it's good. Anthony Iglesia hits his first triple of the game, and DME's biggest lead of 13 points here with 2:04 left in the first half.
And good energy here after a slow start this past weekend by Kenny Isnor with the offensive rebounds, getting deflections, playing good defense. He's had a good game here, although the stat sheet might not show it.
Iglesia draws the offensive foul on Marquise Smith. Good defense by Iglesia, and that's obviously something that the DME staff has been, and myself has been emphasizing for Iglesias. As small as you are, you got to be a pest defensively.
And he did a really good job of that in the championship on Sunday against 4A Academy. Came in, got a couple steals, as Kenny Isnor, again, with the offensive rebound and strong finish.
And that's a great sign for Coach Alsous, seeing Kenny Isnor being this active and engaged in the game, who kind of seemed lost on the floor and didn't really get in a rhythm this past weekend for Coach Alsous. So even though it's maybe still not the play that Kenny expects to play at, it's definitely a step up and a step in the right direction here in the first half.
No doubt about that.
Kenny's has mid-major offers already as Waldron, the 6'8", 4-man, stops and pops from about 18 feet out, going left. Pretty impressive there, shot by Waldron. But Isnord has offers from VCU. Auburn is on him.
Virginia Tech has offered.
Virginia Tech has offered, and Dayton recruiting Kenny, and a lot of other big-time programs across the East Coast are recruiting Kenny Isnord. Long rebound corralled by Iglesia. He'll draw the foul. No foul. Got karate chopped there, and the refs let it go. Isnord. Euro steps, left-hand finish, no good. Somehow gets his own miss, and a jump hook there, and Isnord scores again.
Good energy by Kenny again.
DME up 15, 20 seconds left, no shot clock, and Rocktop can hold for 1. And they turn it over, and DME's got numbers. Marshall pushes the break, finds Bobby Miller, gets hit in the head, no call, and he finishes. And the clock's running here, and Rocktop catches it, and no shot. And DME takes a 17-point lead into halftime 43-26. Courtesy of very good play off the bench once again, and obviously the inside and transition game of Isnord and Jermaine Marshall have been very good for Coach Alsus. Stats of the first half. Nautica Hall, 9 points, 3 triples for Rocktop to lead the way. And for DME, Jermaine Marshall leads the way with 13 points. He's 3 for 6 from the line. Zach Johnson has 6. Kenny Isnord has 7. So hopefully Mamadou Injai has gave a little pep talk to Kenny Isnord, and a good first half by him as he's a lot more engaged in the game on both ends of the floor.
Yes, I did.
And Mamadou confirms that pep talk. So, first half thoughts, Matt.
After a slow start by both teams, I think DME really picked up the energy on defense and turned defense into offense and getting easy transition buckets. I think they need to be careful with their turnovers. A couple sloppy turnovers against that press by Rocktop. And offensively, I think Rocktop has done a good job moving the ball. They got good, quick guards who can get into the paint and create for themselves and create for others. So DME needs to come out strong here. Even though they have this 17-point lead, this Rocktop team, they can light it up here quickly. So expect DME to come out in that 1-3-1 zone, trying to turn over Rocktop and get them out of a rhythm.
Want to give a special shout out to the girls post-grad team as they have safely got to Canada. They play their season opener today. First year of having a post-grad, and the talent level for that team is pretty good for a first-year program. And Coach James Boogie Washington will be playing St. Laurent today, Bill Crothers tomorrow, and I'm not sure who the third day is, but they got 3 games back-to-back-to-back days up in Canada. So good luck to the post-grad girls program who starts their season off today in Canada. 7 minutes here before the second half. We'll give you guys a break, and we'll be back here in about 5 minutes. Thanks. And we're back here in Daytona Beach at DME Sports Academy. I'm Michael Panaggio. I'm here with Matt Panaggio. If you haven't been watching the first half, the game was a back-and-forth game where both teams were trading blows until about the 8-minute mark, and DME went on to a 18-point run to end the half, and now they are up 17 points after being down 21-20. They went on a 23-6 run to end the first half. DME comes out and gets a stop on their first possession, and Coach Wes Alsus comes back with Tracy, Anthony Camp Gain, Bobby Miller, Jermaine Marshall, and Jeremy Golson to start the second half. And a beautiful find by Tracy to Camp Gain gets DME up 19 as they go to their 1-3-1 half-court trap. Marshall gets called for a kickball.
And he wasn't happy about it either. He wanted to go down there and flush it.
Rocktop with Emery, Derulo, Hall, Waldron, and Smith to start the second half, and they turn the ball over. Coach Alsus is very well known for this 1-3-1.
And his team's got the perfect length, size, and athleticism to run the 1-3-1. But thus far, Rocktop hasn't done horrible with it. Just a little bit of a lazy pass and catch there in the last possession.
Tracy draws the foul, can't get the finish to go, but he'll go to the line. Foul on Aaron Derulo. That's the team's first. And Tracy tries to go to the line and knock two down. He misses the first.
One of Coach Alsus's keys going into this past weekend and so forth is the free throws. They have not been shooting a great percentage from the free throw line in the past couple days since the tournament here this past weekend. They've shot a lot of free throws as a team.
Tracy made 1 of 2. He's got 5 points so far. And DME up 20. Bobby Miller finds Jermaine Marshall, and he continues to play and impress. Marshall with 15 here in the game. Game high, and DME's biggest lead is now 22. Up and under by Amiri, no good. Looked like some contact, but no call. Tracy finds Marshall. He finishes at the rim, and another nice shovel pass by Tracy. And 50-26 here, 2 minutes into the half. Second half, DME is picked up where they left off in the first half. Hall finds Waldron. His shot's blocked by Camp Gain. Derulo's 3, good, much needed for Rocktop.
A little miscommunication there by Jacob Tracy and Jermaine Marshall, as neither of them closed out on the shooter, and Rocktop made him pay.
Marshall goes to Tracy. 12 on the clock. Illegal screen on Camp Gain. That's the team's first, and Jordan Paris and Kenny Elam will check in the game for Derulo and Waldron. DME comes back out now 1-3-1. Elam finds Paris. Paris goes back to Elam. He penetrate kicks, and Nautica's 3, Nautica Hall's 3 no good, and Tracy gets the board after patting it off the glass. He goes inside to Marshall, who had the mismatch inside, and Tracy finds him. That's a nice pass from Tracy. He's done a very good job. He's up to 6 assists so far here in the game.
That's a great play by Tracy. acknowledging that Jermaine had the mismatch, and Jermaine, great job running the floor, getting good position.
Jacob Tracy picked up his first Division I scholarship offer over the weekend to Canisius in the Northeast. Canisius is very fond of DME point guards, as their star player is Isaiah Reese from DME Academy. He was here the first year, and similar to Jacob Tracy, actually was committed to a junior college, Santa Fe College in Gainesville, and Canisius got him late in June, and he actually declared for the draft this year and decided to come back. He's the preseason player of the year in Canisius's college, and probably the best point guard that DME's had in their program so far in the 4 years of existence. So Isaiah's a junior, so he would be a senior with Tracy if they came in, and Reese is a 6'4" point guard with a lot of length and size and a very high skill set. So if you didn't know, I don't think you were here to see Isaiah Reese, but very good point guard. Camp Gain, offensive rebound, collected, and he gets called jump ball. Possession arrow stays here. Camp Gain had a nice finish across the glass on the previous possession. A 6'9" power forward center out of France who's got interest from the mid-major level already since he's been here, and is really learning how to play the game, and as you've seen, 2 straight offensive rebounds, has great activity. Third offensive rebounds, and he goes up, misses the bunny, and the rebound corralled by Emiri, who finds Marquis Smith deep, and then lead back to 20 points here. Miller gets in the paint, shovel pass to Camp Gain, can't be corralled. It finds Jermaine Marshall's hand, who has a beautiful up and under and finishes with the left hand. Jermaine Marshall is in his bag.
Yeah, he's really getting to the basket. Mostly finishes off post touches, a couple jumpers, but he's really strong in the paint there. You got to keep him out of the paint.
Golson to Bobby Miller, who finishes with 2 hands. And Bobby's known as a jump shooter, but he's got over a 40-inch vertical, and he showed it right there with the 2-hand slam.
Yeah, this DME blue team is very exciting in transition, led by Bobby Miller, Kenny Isnor, and Jacob Tracy.
Nice pull-up by Kenny Elam to stop the bleeding, and Rocktop gets back into a little run and jump here. Golson finds Tracy. He draws the foul at the rim, and he'll go to the line where he just went 1 for 2 previously. DME's team is going to be dictated a lot off of how Jacob Tracy takes care of the ball, runs his team, and finds the balance of setting people up but also being aggressive as a scorer.
Yeah, and he's done a good job of it today, getting his teammates involved, especially Jermaine. And then that bench play led by Zach and Anthony Iglesias. I'd like to see him be more aggressive, scoring himself off the pick and roll. He's a good jump shooter, and he's so strong going to the basket. He's tough to handle going downhill.
Tracy makes 1 of 2 again, and he's got 6. And a beautiful left-hand scoop in off the glass with a little English on it by Aaron Derulo. Beautiful find by Tracy on the other end to Camp Gain. And then a deflection out of bounds, but couldn't be saved by Tracy. His 7th assist. He's got 6 and 7. He's working on a double-double here early in the second half here at DME. Elam with Miller guarding him. He'll reverse the ball, and Derulo will shoot a 3. He misses. Benautica Nautica Hall gets offensive rebound. He turns it over. Miller in the open court gets fouled on the ground by Kenny Elam, and that will be the team's third personal. And Nautica Hall will check out. Tracy finds Miller in the corner. He'll sidestep, up fake, jump in the air pass to Camp Gain, who finds it, gets it, can't finish. Jermaine Marshall and DME's just beating them up inside. DME up 25 here, 12:47 left. Derulo draws the foul on Camp Game with 9 seconds on the shot clock, and that will be the team's third personal. And Zach Johnson and Kenny Isnord will check in for Jeremy Golson. Jeremy Golson and Antonine Camp Game check out.
And a well-deserved rest from those two, giving great minutes, great energy, especially Antonine with so many offensive rebounds and finishes down there in the paint.
Nice two-man game there by Derulo and Waldron will go to the line, and he'll shoot two. Foul on Isnord, team's fourth. And Waldron to the line for two, and the first one's up and bounces in. Second one is no good. Rebound to Miller. He'll run and jump from Rocktop. They find Isnord, and he'll kick it out to Tracy. Tracy kicks it to Zach Johnson, who had 2 triples in the first half. 13 on the clock. Tracy gets it back, and he'll play high pick and roll with Isnord. He'll split the pick and roll. Find Marshall. He'll shoot the three. No good. Rebound Isnord. Kenny finds Marshall, and Jermaine Marshall can't finish at the rim, but he'll go to the line where he has been abusing Rocktop inside of 15 feet.
Yeah. This whole DME blue team has really been abusing the offensive glass. And it started early with Kenny Isnor, and then Antonine picked it up. And right there, back with Kenny Isnor with a good play. Good rebound and pass to Jermaine.
Marshall makes both, and he's working on a big night here with over 20 points with 12 minutes left in the game. 12 minutes left in the game. Jordan Parrish with Marshall Garden-Hilm. Bounce pass to Marquis Smith is no good, and off to the races DME. Tracy off the glass, can't finish. Isnord gets it back. He can't finish around the rim. And that's one thing I think DME has to get better at with their size and offensive rebounding. I think they missed too many bunnies around the rim. Derulo's three is good. He's been the one bright spot here in the second half for Rocktop, as he's got 8 in the second half, and he's got a steal, and he'll go make it 10.
And Alsus is not happy about that play there by Tracy. A little bit of a lazy pass. Turns into an easy bucket there.
A 5-0 Aaron Derulo run makes Coach Alsus call a timeout, and with 11:05 left in the second half, DME 65, Rocktop 44 here at DME Sports Academy. Rocktop coming in here at 8-2 on the year, coming off a big win against IMG's Blue Squad by 31 points yesterday. And that's the thing about coming to Florida and playing post-grad boys basketball is can't get too high on a good win and you can't get too low on a bad game, because usually you're playing more than 1 or 2 games in a row in days, and there's a lot of good teams in Florida in the post-grad division.
Yeah, and it's getting more and more competitive. We feel here at DME this is one of our best groups, if not our best group of talent. And this DME blue team's shown it in their first couple games.
Iglesias checked in. Marshall wants it. He gets inside. He draws the foul. Nice find by Iglesias. And Jermaine Marshall has lived at the free throw line here today. He was 3 of 6 in the first half. That is his 4th miss of the day. 3 of 6, so he is now, I believe, 5 of 9 in the game. Make it 6 for 10. Derulo with Iglesias guarding him. Justice Samuels is checked into the game for Rocktop. Rebound Iglesias off the missed 3-point attempt. Iglesias finds Isnord, and he could not hold on to the ball. Good look by Iglesias. Derulo turns it over. Tracy looks inside to Marshall. He finds Iglesias under the basket, and that's a good look by Marshall. Iglesias got 5, and DME's lead back up to 24 points here at the halfway mark of the second half.
Good smart play there by Iglesias. Saw no one picked him up and just cut right to the basket for the easy lay. As he gets a little deflection and steal there, it looks like Kenny Isnor comes up with the jump ball.
Good defense by Iglesias with the quick hands, jump ball, and the possession arrow will stay here with Rocktop, but with 12 seconds on the shot clock as both teams make substitutions. Derulo out, Samuels out, and Jermaine Marshall will take a well-earned rest here at the 9:43 mark, and I'm not sure if we'll see him anymore today. He's been a monster for Coach Alsus once again. Isnord with the steal. He'll find Tracy in the open floor. His left hand finish is no good.
This game's getting a little sloppy here. Some turnovers.
Kenny Elam's
air ball there.
Short corner jumper's way off. Iglesias will find Zach Johnson. He'll go to Golson in the corner. He'll find Iglesias' hands. Iglesias with the hesitation. Can't finish at the rim. Running the other way is Rocktop. Kenny Elam, 15-footer. Rims around, no good. Rebound, Tracy. Tracy goes inside to Isnord. He'll face up, shoot the 15-footer, and miss. Emilio Brady with the rebound. He'll get his pocket picked by Iglesias.
Iglesias has done a great job, although he's undersized, getting his hands on some balls. Started, like I said last weekend, with 3 big steals to really surge this DME blue team on a run against that 4A Academy squad. And now he's gotten a couple quick deflections and steals here. Right there led to an easy bucket.
Yes, I thought Iglesias struggled in the first few games defensively, but was much better in that 4A Academy game. And I thought today he's been very good defensively as well. Right there he gave up some penetration and caused for the help in the 3-point play opportunity for Jordan Paris. But for the most part, Anthony Iglesias has been a very steady and consistent point guard for Coach Alsus off the bench. He's been a great backup, and he's actually been their best point guard so far early in the year of taking care of the ball and running the team. Turnover by Tracy off the inbounds, and Rocktop will keep the ball Nautica Smith finds Waldron for three. I'm sorry, Nautica Hall, and that bounces around and it goes in. And Waldron hits the three, and we're back to a 20-point game. Iglesia finds Zach Johnson. He'll take one dribble, step back, no good. Easnord flies in for the rebound. Iglesia finds Golson. He gets tied up at his peak, and the possession arrow will stay with DME here. 7:42 left, 70-50. DME on top. Tracy the inbound. He'll find Iglesia. Iglesia turns it over, gets it back, finds Zach Johnson. He'll kick it out to Tracy, who hits the three on the right wing. Jacob Tracy now with 9 points. He's filled up the stat sheet today and has had a very nice game.
Yeah, he has. The one thing is a couple sloppy turnovers, but besides that, he's played a good game here, getting his teammates involved, pushing the break in transition. That's just a nice behind the back pass right there, but couldn't finish.
Waldron can't finish. Isnord, he's working on a double-double. He's got 10 boards at least. Zach Johnson turns it over the ill-advised around the back pass. And Iglesia picks up a foul in the open floor. Team sixth, but it stopped the fast break there.
What do you think about that foul there? Coming from overseas, playing overseas. You saw that foul a lot, I'm guessing.
Absolutely, and I think it's a good foul in transition, especially when you have fouls to give. Good look from Amiri to Waldron, and he's picked it up a lot here in the second half. He's got 7 in the past few minutes, and another turnover by DME. DME is getting sloppy and letting the scoreboard dictate how they play instead of playing the right way on each possession.
Yeah, let's see. Coach Al-Sus upset there with Zach Johnson. He comes out of the game. Let's see if Bobby and the rest of this DME blue team can pick up the pace here a little bit.
Iglesia getting pressured here in the around half court, and here we go with 10 on the clock. Iglesia finds Tracy. Tracy, good skip pass to Golson, whose one dribble pull-up is no good. Chance for Rocktop to chip away at this thing as Kenny Elam loses the handle and Waldron picks it up. He picks it up his dribble in the quarter to Nautica Hall, and Derulo will try a long-range three. He's got 12 in the second half, and this lead is an 18-point game here as Rocktop starts to show a little bit of resiliency, and they're not packing it in.
Yeah, from what we've seen as another turnover there by Bobby Miller, is that 18 points really isn't that many here in postgrad, as Derulo cuts it to 15, and Al-Sus is upset with this sloppy play by his team. And this Rocktop team, they're not giving up.
Derulo with back-to-back triples, 15 of his points in the second half. You know, when you look at the Rocktop team, Nautica Hall, Ismail Waldron, and Aaron Derulo are their big three. Here in the second half, Waldron and Hall combined for 22 points alone in the second half. So they've came alive a little bit, and we're back to a 15-point game, and we've seen Coach Al-Sus's team up 10 with a minute left and almost cough it all up in the second round against Life Prep. So Coach Al-Sus probably reminding them of that in the timeout and telling them to play the right way and take care of the basketball. Jermaine Marshall, Bobby Miller, Jeremy Golson, Anthony Iglesia, and Anthony Campgain check back in, or that is who Coach Al-Sus comes out with, as they nearly turn it over again against the pressure. Marshall up fakes, gets in the paint, draws the foul, and one, and he picks up right where he left off before he checked out. Jermaine Marshall is emerging as the go-to scorer for Coach Al-Sus on this DME Blue Squad.
And what's good about Jermaine is that most of his points are right at the rim. He's putting pressure on the defense to either foul or let him score, or even a lot of times both, as he's such a strong finisher and relentless on the glass.
Offensive rebound by Camp Gain, and he puts back in his puts it back in. So a 4-point play off the out the timeout, pretty much for Coach Alsus. 5 personal fouls on Anthony Camp Gain, and he'll foul out as Arjend Emiri will go to the free throw line here for 2. And Jacob Tracy checks back into the game as Anthony Camp Gain was very active today, had double-digit rebounds, and did a nice job with extended minutes with Jocko Fritz out.
Yeah, and he definitely was great attacking the offensive glass, as the whole DME team was, which is good without their size and one of their top guys in Jocko Fritz.
Rocktop pressures. Jacob Tracy flushes it in transition. He's now in double figures with 11. And DME's lead 79-59 here with just under 5 minutes to play. He gets off the ground quick.
He's good off that left foot with his right hand finish. As Derulo with another 3.
Derulo with 18 in this half. And a turnover by Tracy.
Sloppy, a little sloppy here. A lot of turnovers in this second half. Rocktop's done a good job putting pressure on this DME team, and they've coughed up a couple easy plays.
And Tracy's turned it over probably 5 times a day. That's been the biggest cause of concern for him as a point guard. Obviously, you're going to turn it over some as a point guard and the ball in your hands, but some of these turnovers are very easily correctable. You know, that right there, miscommunication. You know, he thought Jeremy was going to keep running. Jeremy thought he was going to pass it to him right on the money. You know, so simple mistakes that early in the year you see, and I think Jacob's going to, you know, as a young point guard, has a ton of potential and has a ton of upside. I think he's sometimes his own worst enemy as he makes mistakes and kind of gets in his own head. But also, you know, as you continue to play that position, you know, I think his best basketball is ahead of him. The more and more you get repetitions in game experience at that position.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see Jacob later in the season. I think the whole DME team, as they're getting to know each other, getting used to playing with each other, is going to keep improving. So as a point guard, what is a good assist-to-turnover ratio?
Jacob Colberhouse likes the warning on Rocktop as he's giving the ref a standing ovation over there. The strength coach here at DME who does a great job, and we have a 1-and-1 for Rocktop as Nautical Hall will go to the line. He had 9 points in the first half, but it's been relatively quiet here in the second.
DME with the small lineup. I don't think we've seen this lineup out much, with their biggest guy being Jermaine. Only at about 6'5", 6'6", but he plays like he's, what, 6'10"?
Yeah, that was the number I was going to say, and, you know, small ball. It is small ball basketball, as Golden State calls it. You know, it's the death lineup. So Jermaine's a tough, big, physical forward. And does a lot of nice things and can definitely rebound well enough to keep that team. You know, with that size, you can still be a pretty good rebounding team in the post-grad game.
Oh, yeah, and Jacob Tracy's one of the bigger point guards that we'll see in this post-grad season, as Jeremy Golson had a nice take there and strong finish at the basket.
Nice take off the glass with contact. You know, Jeremy surprises you, you know, and what he can do offensively. You know, he doesn't want to be a one-dimensional player. and I give him a lot of credit for that. You know, you see guys kind of get labeled as shooters because that's what they do best, but he has a lot more to his game. You know, a nice mid-range game, can move without the ball. He's not a bad defender. Bobby Miller with the beautiful feed from Iglesia. That's his second two-hand slam in transition. That's pretty impressive, Matt.
And he makes it look so easy as he gets up in transition. And Anthony Iglesia picking up where he left off here, defensively taking the charge.
Iglesia in the open court again.
No.
It looks like again he's going to find Bobby Miller. That looked like a replay of 30 seconds previously. Those two getting a little chemistry here late in the game. Golson gets beat on a back cut, and a foul's called on Miller. And with 3 minutes left in the game, Marquise Smith will go to the line for 2. Iglesia with the lob, Iglesia with the charge, Iglesia with the lob. Pretty good 3-play stretch there for the 5'6" guard.
And I like the hesitation he had at half court there against the pressure. Dribbles right through it and finds Bobby on two perfect plays.
Well, he's a great change of pace and a great, you know, the difference between the contrast of him and Jacob Tracy as the 2 point guards for Coach Alsus are very interesting, you know, as Tracy goes in and finishes with the left hand and continues his solid play today. But, you know, the difference, then you can play them together because of Tracy's size. So I really like the contrast in those two. There's a kick ball by Bobby Miller.
You could see Bobby's eyes light up right there as he wanted that fast break.
Zach Johnson will check in for Jacob Tracy, as he'll probably rest for the rest of this game. Kenny Isnord and Camp Gain over there, and Kenny was fantastic today for Coach Alsus as well. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded Jermaine Marshall, and he'll blast out with it. Take on the trap and find Iglesia. Everyone wants to dribble until they see a little up press. You know, then they say, let me find the point guard. Good hustle by Marshall. And Iglesia with the steal. He want to throw Bobby another one, but he'll have to settle with Golson for 3, and Golson misses, gets his own rebound, finds Iglesia. He'll hesitate, double tap in the paint and find Bobby Miller for 3 this time. And Iglesia will get a rebound, save it, no good, and it is off to Rocktop. Marquise, or Nautica Hall, will find Waldron, who will Euro step, side, dodge the defender, miss at the rim. This game's getting up and down. Iglesia finish. And Derulo said, you're not going to get another one of those. You're going to have to finish it. And Iglesia took full advantage, and he's got 9 now.
And that's a great play by Iglesia, realizing that and going and finishing strong at the basket, as he had a good box out there. No over the back call.
Refs don't want to call anything here in this last minute, and I get it. Timeout, Wes Alsus. Minute left. He'll check in Kenny Isnord for Jermaine Marshall, I'm sure. And Jermaine Marshall,
what a game.
Another monster outing for the 6'5" forward out of Alabama. Iglesia finds Zach Johnson, guarded by Derulo. He'll get the ball in. They'll go dribble weave here. Iglesia hesitates. Lob to Kenny Isnord. Throws it back to Iglesia. Shot before the shot clock goes off is no good. And we got a 5-second differential here as DME will move to 4-1 on the season with a nice 4-game homestand. As Derulo airballs here, and DME will hold it, not take another shot. Good performance by DME. Slow start as Rocktop had a good start. And with this game ending. DME wins 91-65 to improve to 4-1 on the season. Rocktop will go to 8-3 as they struggled here today against a very good DME team who still had a lot of turnovers today, but for the most part played a very good game. We'll start with stats for Rocktop as Aaron Derulo, who had 0 points in the first half, ended with 9, 12, 15, 19 points in the second half. Not sure if he had 0 in the first half. I think he might have a few in the first half, but he had 19 in the second half. Nautica Hall had 11. And Waldron had he had most of his damage. Ismail Waldron had 3, 5, 6. He only had 9 points in the game. So pretty good job defensively by DME holding Rocktop's big three to 39 points combined. Not much production from the other guys for Rocktop. For DME, Jermaine Marshall, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 28 points for Jermaine Marshall to lead the way with the game high. Bobby Miller was in double figures with 10. Jacob Tracy with 13. Anthony Glacia, who had 5, 11. Antonine Campgang with 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys for DME in double figures. Kenny Isnord with 7 points and 10 rebounds for DME as well. Anthony Campgang and Jermaine Marshall both with double-doubles as well, and Jacob Tracy playing in Anthony Glacia, giving Coach Alsus very good floor games as well. So we're going to have Jermaine Marshall come in here and interview here. The Alabama native who has started off the season hot for DME. And we have Jermaine Marshall here. Jermaine, good game, buddy.
Thank you.
You've done a very good job here in your first 4 games in the season. Tell me the mindset and of yourself and the team after a long weekend where you had 4 games in 2 days.
We did try to make sure we keep up the energy and keep playing hard every time we get on the court. We had lost in the championship game, so we want to make sure we came out tonight and play hard.
So Jermaine, you were actually committed to Wingate, right, in North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
You decided to come here for post-grad and do that. And what is the biggest thing that you think you're trying to improve your game individually in doing this post-grad year?
Always rebound and hustle hard. I need to work on my shooting and my ball handling. So I came to post-grad to work on those.
Well, you've done a very good job. You averaged 17 points and 11 rebounds in the Beach and Ball Classic, and you picked up where you left off today. What do you think this team needs to do to take the next step in the season?
We always go on runs, so we just need when the other team go on runs, we need play solid defense. Always get back, keep talking, the little things that what matters.
Absolutely. Well, Jermaine, you shot 11 free throws today, and I think you were 6 for 11. So you had 28 points. I don't know how many rebounds, but you were definitely in double figures. You played a very good game on both sides of the floor. Coach Alsus wants you to go shoot your 50 free throws, and I think you need it because you would have had a 30 ball if you made them.
Yes, sir.
So good job, and,
right.
and keep working.
All right, thank you.
Jermaine Marshall from Alabama, 28 points today. and he has picked up where he left off. The former Wingate Division II commit is, for some reason, I have a pretty good feeling that he's going to end up at the Division I level, and he's going to be a steal as he continues to, as he says, progress as a small forward with his shooting and his ball handling. Great performance by him, great performance by Coach Al Seuss and his ball club as they move from 3-1 to 4-1 on the season, and definitely a good feeling to get back on the winning side of things after a tough loss to 4A Academy in the championship game, which DME definitely, was feeling the pain of that one in their own tournament in the game they probably should have won. So 91-65, DME Blue bounces back with the win, gets in the winning column, and they will be 4-1 on the year. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back here soon with more post-grad basketball in the future days to come. I'm Michael Panaggio, and I was with Matt Panaggio today. Thanks for listening.